Guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Frank. How y'all doing? Hey, welcome if you're new. This is my channel, Frank, American Eagle Rises. We try to give you guys news of kind of like, maybe some recent news and maybe something, hey, we can get behind and try to make America better than it ever has been. It's kind of needs a little help nowadays. So we try to do what we can at the individual level. So yeah, today I just got back from doing a long walk, just got, from after work. And then I actually have this something on my phone. I think it's called Hinge or something. Yeah, it's called Hinge Health. Okay, not the dating app. I don't know. I'm whatever, man. Gen X, we're getting old or something, but yeah, it's called Hinge Health. It's like an app, and it helps you do, whatever for healthy joints and stuff like that. I don't do that great for stretching, and I used to do yoga, and I was like, maybe I'll put it on there, and it's kind of nice because it's kind of something that I need a little bit of structure, even though I kind of hate structure. I'm kind of weird like that, but it's been helpful. I've noticed some, the areas that I chose to work on was my ankles. I've always had really bad ankles. They've been always kind of weak. And then my shoulders are, I don't know, I'm working on a computer all day, probably hunched over, doesn't help. I don't know, but a lot of it's old, but a lot of it's, not getting the greatest, use out of my joints and stuff. So what did I say? Yeah, ankles, shoulders, and then neck. My neck is always just bothering me, even when I was a kid. But yeah, it's kind of helpful. So yeah, guys do, I believe in doing something, at least once a day. I normally go walking almost every day. It's warm today, so over 60. A little windy, so I had to put my my blue hoodie on. And then I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's got a little squirrely. It says "Don't tread on me." I ended up getting a pew pew, like a belt, for concealed, right? And then they had these shirts, and I think it was like 20. I think it was like $20. I was like, hey man, it's cool. It's got a squirrel on it, right? And I don't know if you guys remember. If you're new to the channel, you may not know. And if you guys don't recall, I might have mentioned once or two. I got a bunch of squirrels here in the back. I got like a whole bunch of trees that are really close. And I've been feeding them for years. So I got a couple. There's one in particular. I'll open the door, and it's like, it comes to the door, and it's like, it puts its paw up. And literally, it's like looking at her like please, sir, please, can I have some peanuts? And these guys are spoiled, but that one, I'll put I'll just crack open the door, and it's trying to come in, right? And I just give the peanut, and it just like goes, and just takes it from me. I got a couple others there. I don't know where they went, but there was a couple where they would take it from me, but all the other ones now, they'll come all the way to the door. They won't take it. There's one in particular that's it's really gentle, but like it keeps moving. Anyway, you guys don't care about squirrels. I just had to show you. That's part of my life. I got squirrels, so when I just had to get it. Anyway, Yeah, Frank's a squirrely guy. Ha ha ha. Go ahead, make the joke. It's alright. I can be pretty squirrely. So, but outside of that, I was listening to I don't want to call it a podcast. It wasn't a live stream, but Raymond Minds and Thoughts and maybe I'll tag him here in this video. I don't know. But he was on with someone else. I think it was called Professor or Dr. Red Pill. But man, one of those things in there, I kind of was like getting, like, I call it, purpose, right? Like, it just, some days it's just, you just wake up and you're just like, why am I here, right? Like, what? Like, does anyone care about you in particular? The answer's no, right? But it's brutal, right? Like, just, especially in today's environment, it's just, it's like, why am I going to work? Why am I saving money, right? Like, why, and I don't want to say I try to distract myself. I call them my hobbies, which most people would consider that, like, that's a hobby. Like, why do you want to work on cars? I got my magic stuff, but I haven't done it. Although there's a new set coming out this weekend or whatever, so it's funny. I got a box. I got for Christmas. And I still haven't opened it up. I gotta open it up. I got another channel. I have another channel. I call it it's Cinder's Treasure, and I open up magic product. And you typically don't see me. I just film the cards as I open them. And I have a little green plushie guy. He's a dragon. And his name is Cinder, so I use him as a prop. But so he's kind of like me as like when I was like 7 or 8. So we kind of put our little kid personality in Cinder a little bit. But he's a little bit more outgoing than I was at 7 or 8. Not that I wasn't, but we kind of give him a little more pizzazz than maybe I had as a 7 or 8-year-old. Anyway, with that said, guys, yeah, like, how do you guys? I know I think I said, hey, try to stay active and try to, but I get it, guys. I try not to come on here and boo hoo, right? I don't, I don't like wallowing too much, right? And we all vent, right? But I don't like the, life sucks and, there ain't, I mean, it does, right? But, you get into it and it just kind of eats you up, right? But, some days are just better than others and some days are worse than others. So, yeah, I came on here. I just wanted to do a quick video just to try to get a video out every day. Every view helps me to keep going, doing these because I just feel like I'm talking to myself in a wall. But yeah, how do you guys feel about what's going on lately? How do you keep grinding, right? Like, for me, I just feel like, I don't know, sometimes just checking out, man. I mean, like, literally, like, I got like 1 or 2 people that, that contact me, right? I got one good friend, he's busy right now working. So hopefully I'll be hanging out with him, and, once the big tax, he's got taxes all year round, but April 15th is the biggest one, right? So he's been busy for a while. And I got another friend. I don't get to see him not nearly as much. And then I got another guy. I'll say more of a work friend, but yeah, like outside of that though, it's just like, man, why bother, man? Or just like check out society, just do whatever I want, right? Keep my expenses low or something. But I don't know. Well, again, I don't want to come here. I'm not looking for any attention, right? I kind of want to know from you guys, like, how do you guys struggle with it? I'm pretty sure you do to some degree, right? But like, what kind of helps you kind of keep going, right? Especially from a society that, if you're a straight white man, this is, a lot of society just doesn't want you, right? The messaging has been there for decades, and it came into our face. It really came out in 2016, and it really came out in 2020. And if you can't see it now, if you come on here and you're like, I don't know what you're talking about, you got to do some. You either have no awareness, not only self-awareness, but you just don't get it. You're part of the system. Hopefully you'll wake up, right? But I'm pretty sure if you come seeing my channel, you kind of know what's going on. You're pretty sure that right? You know what's going on, and they're trying to push you out here. But yesterday was the big tariff announcement. Oh no! Guys, don't worry about this tariff stuff. They love to, the news cycle just wants something new, and the news cycle probably loves this, right? People just gotta hate Trump or whatever, right? Their life is miserable, right? Trump's the president, so let's just blame him for everything, right? I mean, every president that happens, right? The last guy, right? to some degree, you're like, all right, he probably wasn't even there, right? Like, if you ask me, I don't even think he was the president, but, whatever, right? But, yeah, like, I told you guys, don't buy anything, man. The market, if you buy stocks or whatever, dude, it's like blue light special, right? But I'm telling you, the SPY was already going down. The general market was already kind of coming down, right? So this is just one thing to, like, blame, right? They're going to blame, I'm telling you, for the next, a minimum of 3 months, if not, I expect this tariff talk, the market's going to, it might go up days and down and whatnot, but you're going to hear them blame tariffs for at least 3 months. I expect it probably the next 12 months. But like the next 3 months, like big time, right? And 6 months going through into the summer, coming into, I'll say into till, probably a little bit after Labor Day, it might die down. We'll see what happens. But, typically stock markets do pretty bad in September and October, right? So buckle up, right? But funny enough, gold kind of just shrugged this thing off. If you look at the chart for gold, it was like it opened significantly down and it just went right. Silver took a major hit though. That's kind of to be expected. It shouldn't, but yeah, lately silver it's still an industrial metal. For the most part, it gets used for industry. So typically when the economy or the stock market, we'll call it the stock market, right? When it kind of tanks a little bit, silver kind of gets hit. Interesting enough, because I have some mining stocks that I have, and I've been kind of waiting for a good time to get rid of them, but they've been going up lately, so I'm just like, all right, when it makes sense to pull some profits, I will, but it just keeps, gold and silver just keeps going up. But the miners really, for most of my miners really were not impacted. They weren't impacted very hard. Only First Majestic, ticker AG, they went down, not quite 4%, 3.75%. But it's only trading at like 644, right? So it lost 25 cents. So percentage-wise, right? But yeah, that was probably one of the hardest hits. Yeah, like GDX, GDJ, they didn't even lose 0.5%. Actually, one of mine, Wheaton Precious Metals, they actually gained 1%. So yeah, that goes to show you, not the entire stock market goes down. Yeah, my Newmont barely went down. I mean, my Newmont and Wheaton and Barrick Gold, they all pay a dividend, so I don't really like selling those anyway. They're long-term plays, so I should have been adding my positions last year, and I didn't. I was trying to save up for cash, but that's just to show you guys, like, real assets, those are the things you want to buy, okay? Or you buy a stock, even though you don't really own the stock. We can get into that in a different video. But try to own or have some exposure to real. What do you mean, Frank? Right? When I mean real, like real in the real world. All right? You need to touch it. You need to feel it, right? Commodities. They call them commodities, right? So your oil can be more, kind of gets hit more in a recession, but real estate, don't buy REITs or anything. Actually, if you want to buy real estate, hold on, save money, real estate. But that's just a show, right? Get real things, right? If you want to do anything, I suggest not getting into more debt if you can help it, or if you already have high interest debt, start kind of paying that down a little bit, because in a recession, you don't want to have too much debt. I understand if, there's some debt that's like a mortgage or whatever, that's a long-term debt. Hopefully you don't have an adjustable rate. Rates may go down. Don't expect that anytime soon. The Fed is going to fight Trump. the Federal Reserve should be cutting rates. It doesn't. So it's going to wait too long because this Fed always does this. They always wait too long to cut rates. So they initially do a rate cut and then they kind of maintain it. And then they keep it at that level too long, and then finally the stock market rolls down, and then the unemployment starts to spike up, and then they wait 3 more months, right? So by the time they cut the rates, like the recession has already been in place for at least 6 months, if not longer, and then they finally start cutting. So if you think they're going to cut, like 1%, they might, but it might be late this year, early next year, but the economy will have already been sour. I mean, it already is, right? So, but hey, whatever. The Fed says it's not political, and it definitely is, and whatever. They like to play, they try to play both sides, and anyway, that's as far as I'm going to go on this channel, because I could talk about the Federal Reserve all day long, and you probably don't want that, so, but yeah, again, guys, buckle down, get your money in order, spend it wisely, but don't go crazy. These tariff thing, like I told you guys yesterday, every company is going to use tariffs to justify, increasing prices, right? Like my buddy sent something like toilet paper going on. Like, really? Come on. Like, are we that dumb? Right? You're going to play this game. Are we doing this again? Right? Come on. It's like, oh, yeah, the tariffs might affect. It's like, we get most of our paper here in the United States. So I call bullshit on that, right? Bananas might go up. All right, fine. Stop buying bananas. It's like, what's funny is, bananas are so damn cheap, right? So if you're worried about banana prices going up, they're like 69 cents a pound. Like, you get like a bunch of them, right? You go to Sam's Club and it's like 3 pounds, and it's like $1.60, right? Or like, it's not even $2, right? So tariffs, 10%, right? So it only should go up, 50 cents maybe? You can't spare 50 cents? Don't go to Starbucks, right? But that's what I'm saying. Keep things in context. If you can, right? If the thing just goes up, say bananas are now like $10 a pound, right? Ah, Frank, you were wrong, right? Now, they shouldn't be that much, but maybe the store, right? The store might try to charge 10, maybe the country, it's the same price, but when they go into the store, they move the decimal over, right? But I try to, if something's too pricey and I don't, if I don't want to pay for that, I just find something else. Or I go without, right? It's like, some things you can't replace it, right? If you need milk, you need milk, right? You can't do much about that, right? But that's just the show, right? Like, all right, maybe move your diet around, or hey, right? Like, don't spend. You go, oh, okay, I'll just not buy Starbucks. I'm just using that as an example because it's always overpriced and people just they buy it every day. It's like there's $6 a day, right? So there's your money to buy 1 pound of chicken or something like that, right? So instead of buying that, you just buy this and the price is up. Yeah, right? But as long as you can maintain your job or, try to keep your, get your money going. And that's what I'm saying, right? Keep your expenses as low as possible. Obviously, everything's going to start creeping up over time. So that's why it's important to only buy what you need. And then even when whatever you got, right? I'm always trying to review like, hey, all right, what can I, because I run a tight ship and I'm pretty tight boned around here, right? So I'm always in this like room, and again, I'm an engineer and I work for General Motors, so we're always in this like, hey, how can we keep saving more money, and we're just, we go to the bottom of the barrel. It's like we've been down here 3 times, and like, oh, hey, wait, there's 3 more drops. We found 3 more drops, right? So that's just to go to show you, right? Like maybe you're in a good position. Hey, that's great job. But always review and always be like, hey, can I try the Meyer brand? Or I just say Meyer because I'm in Michigan. And hey, I didn't say Myers. in Michigan, you would say you put an S on everything, and I almost never. I don't get it. I don't get. I've lived here my whole life, and I still don't get it. Every once in a while, I'll say Myers, like it's like Myers, like this is Myers brand, like it's possessive. So it's got a little apostrophe. But anyway, that's just like I said, right? I did that with coffee, right? Like coffee grinds or ground coffee. I don't know. Wait, I think it's ground coffee, right? But certain brands are more expensive than others, right? It's like, all right, well, within a degree, right? Some coffees, once you can start getting down to the, I say at the Maxwell House, it's more. It's now it's not horrible coffee, right? But it's not the greatest coffee, right? But if you can drink it and it's okay, right? All right, you get something that's a little cheaper, right? I actually get Sam's Club has their brand, and it's actually not too bad. And price wise, it's just by the I think I kind of calculated by the ounce. Like by the ounce, it's a little bit more than Maxwell House. But yeah, if you like Maxwell House, then just stick with Maxwell House, right? So if all of a sudden coffee goes up to like oh hey, a little bag of 4 ounce 4 pounds is now $100, yeah, I'll be buying Maxwell House, right? But anyway, hope you guys are doing well. I try to get this done in less than 20 minutes, so it's 21 minutes. So I apologize for that. So anyway, I appreciate you stopping by. If you guys have any comments about anything, let me know in below. I am going to put Raymond on here. So Raymond, if you're here, hey man, appreciate you checking out the channel. And his video that he had. Yeah, Raymond, if you had it, yeah, I think it was at, I'm trying to remember, I put a comment, but yeah, totally agree with it, and I had the same thought, and hats off to you to having the balls to say that. We need more men like that. We need more men that just say, fuck it, right? Like, they've had enough, right? And we don't have to be mean, right? We just have to be like, hey, man, we're just not going to take this stuff, right? But we need more people that are brave, right? So when I see stuff like that, it gets me going, because I'm like, hey, I felt this way my whole life, and finally seeing, one or two people finally just saying screw it, right? If I get canceled or this or that, right? That's the mindset that we have to have. It's not that we don't want to, hey, I don't want to lose, right? I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to lose his channel, right? But he's trying to get the message across, right? And that's what's more important, right? We need to have more honesty at all levels, right? But that's what I'm saying. That's a genuine response, right? He does not care. He sees right? Our world looks, it is broken, right? And the future does not look great. So having a positive attitude is really hard, right? But he sees it, right? So he's just like, all right, fine, screw it. Like we have to get to that level, right? And sometimes I don't want to say you have to lose everything, right? To make some changes like that. But that's the thing, man. So many people just they don't see it, or they don't want to be brave enough. But you see someone like that, right? And sometimes people, they're like, hey, right? But yeah, anyway, if you see that, Raymond, man, thanks a lot. Sorry for babbling a little bit there. I know you're a little bit more articulated than Frank the Tank here. I'm half hillbilly and half hick, and I love it. I wear it on my heart. I wear it on my sleeve. I probably wear it in my face. Yeehaw! Right? But anyway, hopefully you guys had a good day. And again, thank you for stopping by. And if you're new to the channel and you made it this far, congratulations. If you want to subscribe, I would appreciate that. If not, that's fine. You can keep checking out the channel. And I encourage you to check out Raymond's, and I'm going to put a link down here. So anyway, with that said, have a good day, everyone. Bye now.